Good morning. It's Rob here. I was supposed to be hiking the North Country Trail this morning up around Nichols Lake for a few miles and out and back, but I hit some rain on the way, so I decided to not do that. I'm already a little under the weather, so I don't want to be soaking wet and cold. So we're going to talk about some other things. Let's talk about the Jordan River Pathway. It's a 18.70 mile loop with 1,817 foot of elevation gain. It's by East Jordan. I like to start at Dead Man's Hill and hike clockwise. Our pathway ties in with the North Country Trail. If you're hiking clockwise from Dead Man's Loop, you go through plenty of wooded valleys with tons of wildflowers in the spring. Lots of water sources, lots of wildlife. If you start early, I found you see more. This section of trail to Piney Bridge is always well maintained. There's lots of up and downs, but nothing too serious. About halfway through this loop, you'll come to the Piney Forest State Campground. There's, I believe, 15 sites, and if need be, there's a field in the middle for overflow, but I've never seen it full. I've camped there one time. I enjoyed it. There's outhouses, a hand pump. Each campsite has a fire ring and picnic table. And this is the only place on the loop that you can camp. So you need to follow that rule. There's a $20 fee just before Piney Bridge campground, and you get your first look at the Jordan River. I've done a little fishing right there. Caught some small trout, lots of snags, but it's worth giving it a shot, especially if you're camping there. After the campground, you climb up over the river and hike a ridge for a while. Eventually you do come down and follow the river, and there's some beautiful views along the way. This half of the trail you also come across a big meadow, which is beautiful. Some beaver ponds. In the fall they are really beautiful. Then eventually you come to Dead Man's Hill. That's where you leave the North Country Trail and head up towards the parking lot. Likewise, I'm finishing on Dead Man's Hill because it's a half-mile climb up, and by the time you reach the top, you feel like you really accomplished something. The trail is always in good condition. I hardly ever see any kind of trash along the trail. It's not as used as the Manistee River Trail, and I believe that's because you can only camp at Piney Bridge Campground. So there's the drawback there, but it also makes for a less crowded trail. In some ways, I like the Jordan River Pathway more than the Manistee River Loop. A lot of it's for the fact that it's not as crowded. If you have any questions, please leave them down below, any comments. I appreciate them. I'll try and answer them as soon as I can. And remember, you're never too old for adventure, no matter how big or small you may be. We'll catch you on the trail next time. See you later.